Alice, you can't go over there today.
But we've got the other farm, the 1950s farm to open.
Oh,
we've got lambs all for that.
Right, you.
Oh wow. Yeah.
We'll have a look. We've not been over there yet.
I was. How far can it be?
Well.
Oh, we're going that way.
Ladies and gentlemen, before you, you have a recruiting party from the 68th Regiment. We have recently returned from the peninsula where we've been fighting the old enemy of French under the Duke of Wellington, where we have defeated the French and Napoleon Bonaparte. Pathetic. We've defeated the French and Napoleon Bonaparte. Thank you. We have returned to the hamlet of Beamish to recruit before sailing off to Canada. We are looking for wise men, Welsh, Irish, Scots, English, gentlemen soldiers, one and all. We will clothe you like these fine gentlemen are clothed. We will feed you like these fine gentlemen. Methinks often a little bit too much. Sergeant. On their heads, they are wearing soft felt cap called a shako. In the middle of the shako is a green plume, which denotes light infantry. They wear the bugle hold badge, again denoting light infantry. They wear a leather stock around their neck, designed to keep the head up straight, looking straight at the enemy. On the top half of the body, they wear the famous red coat.
Good. Attention.
In the centre of the cross belt is the regimental badge.
Shoulder. Up.
Round their bottom half, they wear grey woolen trousers. Round their ankles, grey woolen gaiters. Their feet are covered with shoes that are straight lasted, which means there's no left and there's no right. That means they can alternate wear and get equal wear out of them. On their left hip, they have 17.5 inches of fluted steel bayonet. Good to stick into the French. Fluted steel so it allows the blood to run out and there's no vacuum.
Good. Left. Face.
Sadistic. On their right hip, you have a cartridge box designed to carry 60 rounds of ball ammunition.
Head load. Load.
You are now going to load the weapons.
Handle. Cartridge.
This is under instruction. Command for each position.
Try.
You put some powder in the frying pan.
Cast about.
Turn the musket around.
Withdraw. Run. Run down.
it.
Cartridge. Turn. Run. Shoulder. Arms.
Now, ladies and gentlemen,
Fall
these
in.
weapons are now loaded. These are real weapons. The good news is we are only firing black powder. We are not allowed to shoot lead ball towards you for some obscure reason.
Let's retire and fast to the right. Right. Fix. Quick. Mark.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you can imagine today, quite a nice comfortable uniform. Keep one nice and warm. But in sunny times, and this is the uniform they wore in Spain and Portugal, we used to say that you could spend the army before you saw them.
Fire! Fire below!
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's just 7 muskets firing. You saw how much smoke was generated from the firing, and when a lot of soldiers fire, that is called the fog of war. Now the British Redcoat was trained to load and fire the musket 3 times a minute.
Fire below!
The 68th Regiment was formed in 1758. Its first Colonel-in-Chief was Lord Lambton. The 68th Regiment fought in Salamanca and was the first regiment to be engaged by the French. If you had a close look on their breastplate, you would have seen that it said the Durhams, which means it already had an association with the county.
From line to column! Right! Fix!
And the 68th Regiment later became the Durham Light Infantry. Now when the regiment went out on campaign, there were only 6 married women allowed to travel with the regiment. So they've been marched down to the docks, where the sergeant would put out 6 names. If your name was pulled out, you sailed away with your husband. If it wasn't, it was like getting a divorce. She was left on the docks, he sailed away. Probably never to be seen again.
Fire!
Now, if you sailed with your husband, if your husband got killed, it was in her own interest to get married again as quickly as possible. Otherwise, she'd be drummed out of camp. And there is been reports that a woman got married 5 times, and it would generally be within the regiment.
Extend!
Now what you see there, they're going into extended order. This is light infantry drill.
Section will advance firing! Get fire! Front rank fire, second rank advance!
And you'll see that in their files, they will not fire until the other one is loaded.
Metcalf loaded! All loaded. Aim high! Fire and retire!
This makes it very difficult for the French to hit the target with the mean distance. Also, to increase the line of fire. Now you'll notice possibly 1 or 2 muskets not firing. That could be one of 2 reasons. Could be the wind's blowing the pan, or the touch hole's blocked. Now the little person at the end, in the bright jacket, is a lieutenant. He is in command of this recruiting party. I mentioned the stock around the neck. When a soldier ran away from the army, the first thing he would do would be to take the stock off. You would know that he was an ex-soldier because he'd have a big red ring round his neck. You like this bit? Not a lot.
Volley fire. Ready? Freeze it. Fire. Shoulder. Arm. Sexual advance. Further right. Ordinary. March.
I know what's coming. Use me.
Arch. Arm. Arms. Go quick. Arch. Charge! All in. Shoulder. Arms. Eyes right. Dress. Eyes front. General salute. Present. Arms.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a little thank you for watching this little display this afternoon. We will be doing it again at 2 o'clock. However, if you want to have a word with the head corps, look at the weapons a bit more closely,
Arms.
feel free to come into camp.
Order. Arms.
There are a few safety things that we'll have to go
Unfixed.
through.
Taylor.
That'll take a couple of minutes, but then they'll be in camp.
Spring rammers.
So please feel free to hang around.
You need to go to the left if you want to go to the house next door.
Oh, thank you. I've got to go get my mum.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, original.
This is 1440. It's what you call a Bastille house.
Yeah.
A fortified house. And originally you would have had a window just behind the gent there.
Yeah.
And there would have been a window in the bedroom next door. and the toilet at the end of the hallway there. The only way in would have been the big door into the undercroft. Then there would have been a door just to the right that would have brought you onto the stairs. So
Yeah.
what you came through was a stone wall, basically.
Yeah.
And with this being the only house on site, you would have had no trees, no other buildings for at least half a mile all the way around. You're on a hill, you know that because you've had to walk up it. So you'd have had a clear view. If you saw any bother coming towards you, you got the animals into the undercroft, closed, bar that door, and then you got yourself upstairs and waited it out.
Yeah.
Basically. So this is a fortified house. This is quite a posh fortified house as well,
Yeah.
as you can tell by the ornate stone.
Yeah.
So someone would have been a rich farmer living here. There is an example of another style of this style house, but more rustic. It's just west of Kielder, no, not west, east of Kielder Reservoir. It's called the Black Middens, and it's owned by the English Heritage. It's free to go to,
Yeah.
you know, doesn't cost you anything. Just got to drive there, park up, and then walk up the hill to get to the farm.
Nice.
But it's a similar sort of layout, as in the living accommodations upstairs, and the animals went
Downstairs.
downstairs. Who is the tenant farmer? He lives next door. He's lower middle class,
Yeah.
hasn't got enough money to buy his own place yet, but he's working his way up the social
Yeah.
ladder. Okay, and according to the books, eventually he does get a place in Chesley Street.
Nice.
Okay. So he's living next door, and in here you've got the farm manager. Farm manager is the
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
farm manager is the gaffer.
Yeah.
He's the guy in charge of the labour and the everyday running of the farm. So he lives in here with his wife, who sleeps in that bed there. He's got either his brothers or his parents sleeping next door, in the bedroom next door, and then 15 children who sleep in the loft.
15 kids.
15 kids.
Blimey.
Not necessarily all his,
Yeah.
but they all sleep in
The
the
whole
loft.
family.
Yeah. And basically they did that until they were at an age of marrying and they got their own place.
Yeah.
Which was around about sort of 14, 15 year old. As far as the girls were concerned anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah.
His age, very brief.
You could have 10 cigarettes. He said, I'm sorry, Mr. Minto, but your wife's been in. We'll put you over the top. Or I could die with a smoke. So what you would do, you would sell him 2 cigarettes. So you could have a smoke. You wouldn't sell him the packet. They'd open the packet up and give him 2. They would keep you in. You know, it was budgeted. They budgeted. And also a lot of the girls in here, some of them couldn't read and write. So the co-op come up with a colour system. They didn't have to read.
Yeah.
Sugar was always blue, lentils were always pink. So if you come in, could I have a pound of sugar, you knew just to go to the blue bag.
Yeah.
They were the first with the colour system.
And a little dance as well. I think you'll be going wrong with the hat next.
And they started building motorbikes. There was an aeronautical engineer went across and he called what was his name again? Well, anyway, he went across and he died. He invented that. There was a little German company knocking around at the time, and what they wanted to do, they wanted to take that home. Well, it was a few years later. It was Granville Bradshaw, they called the aeronautical engineer. A chemist called Thomas Wilson, who lived in America. And what he did was, he was always messing around with formulas. And what he did was, there was an abundance of lime and coal dust where he lived, you see, and he found if you mix lime and coal dust together and add water, it gives off acetylene gas, right? Carbide. So he sold it with another company, didn't make a lot of money from it. If you mix lime and coal dust, and you heat it to 800 to 1,000 degrees, that's your carbide. You see, that's what you use. It smells like garlic when you smell it. How it works in the lamps, the carbide goes down into here. This is a water sump. Every 5 seconds a bead of water drops, creates the gas, what comes out through here. If you light it, gives off quite a bright light. In the theatre, the lights would be about 3 times the size of that to light up a stage. If you were sitting in the audience, you would see them along the front of the stage. And if you were on the stage, you're in the limelight. Comes from the theatre.